Claps.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Today's video is going to be a quick just checkup. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about hormonal imbalance. We're going to talk about my experience and what I've gone through and the things that have helped me. No, I'm not a professional. I'm not telling you guys what to do. This is my experience, my story, and I have realized me coming to the internet and bringing all of this stuff to the surface, I've realized that there are so many people going through what I'm going through currently. And so I think more people need to start talking about stuff like this because not enough people talk about it. Like, honestly, even talking to my mom, like nothing wrong with my mom not knowing these things, but she's never had any type of issues with her, like ovaries, uterus, hormonal balance, never. So like, it's just, you know, it's not talked about enough. So I'm here to share my experience, and hopefully, I hope this can at least help a few of y'all, and whether it's helping you guys with alleviating some of the side effects or mentally putting you guys in a different headspace. I hope that's what this video brings. So let's get into this video, and make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Iamcelys. And yeah, love y'all. Okay, where do I begin? Where we left off last, which was, it was got my test results back video, and where we left off was that I had started taking birth control, and I had done very slim to none, like slim to zero research on the birth control. Honestly, I went to the doctor's appointment not even thinking that I would get put on birth control. Like, I didn't think that was even an option that he was going to give me, so I didn't do any research. Fast forward to after the doctor's appointment, he gave me birth control. He didn't really say too much. I think it was just, now thinking about it, I want a whole new doctor. Even my experience at the doctor's office, it just wasn't the best. I felt like there was a lot of questions unanswered. I'm still looking for information other ways without him. So he didn't really like say too much about anything really. Like, once he gave me the birth control, he just said, hey, he didn't even tell me the directions. The birth control told me the directions. So he just prescribed it to me and was just like, don't get off of it. I'm gonna give you a 3-month supply of it. Here you go. I went home. That's when I finished filming a video, which I had already posted, and I said, hey, I was gonna let y'all know how the birth control went, because already, just based off of, it was either a TikTok or a story that I had already posted before I started taking that birth control, and I was already getting so much negative feedback on just birth control, period. It wasn't even that brand. It was just like, birth control is going to fuck you up. It's gonna mess you up. It's gonna do this, do that. And me personally, I didn't even think that was, I genuinely did not believe that a pill could psychologically, at the time, this was me being very naive, I honestly did not believe that it would affect me that much. Like, I was just like, no, like, I have a very strong personality, strong soul. I'm very like high energy. And so I really felt like I was like unstoppable, you know? I was like, nothing, birth control, like, yeah, it's just gonna do what it needs to do. It's just gonna be the birth control, and it's not gonna affect me mentally. Like, that's what even reading all the comments, that's still what I had thought. The first day goes by, second day goes by, I'm taking it. And that's when I kind of start seeing like a difference. Yeah, my skin started to like literally like immediately, like the next day, or just within the first few days, I think it was two to 3 days, I could already tell my breakouts on my face were like, they weren't as active. Like, it was more like I had stopped breaking out. They were still there, obviously, but they just weren't active. Like, there wasn't any new breakouts once I started the birth control. So I would say that's a pro for me. And that's really what I was worried about. I have a new understanding with people that have like acne now. I've never had bad acne. Yeah, I'd have a pimple here and there, and that would bother me. So now going from like slim to no acne to like having like regular breakouts most definitely has taken a toll on my mental health. And that's something that, another thing that I never put into play. Like, I've never experienced, so I never had to go through it. But now I just have such a different understanding. Now I really feel like when people are talking about like their acne journeys, now I can just see it from a whole different perspective. I'm like, that just acne puts a mental toll on a human being. Like, either whether it's a lot or a little bit, it does affect, I'm not going to say every person, because some people can have acne and it doesn't bother them, but majority of the people that I've seen, it affects them. But I think just the acne part of this whole hormonal balance put a big toll on me, because that was just something that I wasn't used to. And then after that, after the few days that I started taking it, yeah, my acne was clearing up, but then I start noticing like a change in my energy. Like, I had started feeling more down. Like, you know, it was kind of giving me like a period symptom. Like, you know, usually when you like either start or finish your period, like you're kind of just like more like, you just want, you're low energy, you're low vibration, because like your body is just like, needs to relax. It needs to just heal. And so that's what I started feeling. Like, that was one of the first feelings that I remember feeling, was just like low vibration. I was just like, like it kind of just slowed me down a little bit. And that's when I was like, okay, this is different. Like, and I already knew all of the things that people were saying about like the side effects. So I was just psychoanalyzing every single thing that I was feeling. So when I went to a low vibration, noted, okay, we were under, I feel like at the time too, we were traveling out of state. And I think just me traveling with the dogs, the house, the packing, everything, it's like, it was kind of like a stressful thing. And so on top of me already being a low vibration, now you put stress into a situation. And me, when I'm stressed out, I can't just keep myself in that stressed out environment. But obviously we really didn't have a choice. I think we were already like started the birth control, and then we already had like our flights planned for like the next 2 days. So this has all happened really quick. Boom, I start feeling sad. I go from a low vibration, I'm stressed out, and then immediately that stress turns into like I shut down. It wasn't that I was sad, I shut down. Like, and me shutting down completely is super rare and something that I was so not ready for. And especially being in another state, I wasn't even at home. And so like now I'm uncomfortable, I'm not home, I'm shut down, I'm a low vibration, I'm stressed out. All of these things, I think, all played into part, and all played into the fact, like all played into the bigger problem. I kept telling my Justice, I was like, babe, like I need to just lay down. I need to just stay in the room. I already knew me being around everybody, I was gonna be like a super like negative energy, and not negative, like I'm not being mean or anything, but like I just literally, there was nothing in me that wanted to talk. And that is so rare for me. And it's just not, it was just something that I knew something was off, because if I genuinely say like out loud, hey, like I need to be by myself in the room, like I do not feel well, something's freaking off. Felt like a 0. I was at a 0%, and I've never felt that way before. I've never been at a 0%. I've gotten close, and I can't say that I've never been like super sad or super anything, which I have been, but I think this was just a different feeling that I was just so unaware of, not ready for, came out of the blue. And yeah, I was at a 0%, and I told my boyfriend, I was like, hey, I'm at a 0%. I'm so sorry. Like, I know it's the birth control, so just please be patient with me. And he was. And when we got home, I think the trip was a few days, and once we got home, I was like, I got home, and then I went even into a deeper and darker place, because at the time when I had got home, on the internet there was like I guess Justice had posted a video. It was like all of us at one of his siblings' house. What the internet didn't know was that we were getting ready to leave, and so Justice had like a clip of like the whole kitchen and everybody like talking, and me just standing in the corner, and we were actually like leaving. Like I had already said bye. You know, like with family, like you say bye like 3 times before you walk out. Like it's like, at least with us, it's like when you're leaving friends and family, it's just like you say bye a few times, and then you walk to the door, and then like you're still talking. Like it was one of those things where we were already ready to go, and they were still like kind of talking, but we had already said bye, you know? So it wasn't like a huge, like I knew what it really was, and everybody knew what it really was. Obviously, like we all knew what it was. It was just the internet trying to make like the internet trying to pick apart a situation that doesn't need to be picked apart anymore. Like, so once I got back home from that trip and then the videos posted and me already in like a dark place, that just like blew up out of nowhere. And even if it's like a handful of comments, when someone's in a weak mindset, anything triggers a darker place. You know what I mean? Like, you're just pushing me further down the rabbit hole. And so once that video was posted, all the comments started coming in, just assuming all these extra things that weren't freaking true. It put me in a really dark place, and that's when I took a break off of social media. I think it was like the month of September. I think it was like the end of August throughout the month of September. I think it was like a whole month. And I know it might not sound like a long time, but I've never taken a break off the internet, as unhealthy as that sounds. And this situation has made me realize how unhealthy that was. And now I really do prioritize not being on my phone as much, not having to post as much, not putting so much pressure on myself. So that this situation, I did come out of learning so much. I came out of the situation knowing so much more about myself and learning so many more ways how to take better care of myself. So after that video came out, all the comments started coming in, I was already in a bad mental space. That's when I made the decision to get off of birth control. And so I'm already at a 0, and I know I made the right decision, and I'm glad I did, to get off birth control. And it wasn't even, now I'm back to square one. I felt like now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking hopeless. I am back to square one. Now what? And so this is when I start feeling better. I start, like, I think posting little by little. I think, like, which is not that big of a deal, but I start posting little by little. I start feeling like myself again. I start like working out again. Mind you, I did not work out for like a month and a half when I was in that funk. And working out, to me, it's not even about like the exercise and like, oh, like I'm gonna look good, like my body's gonna look good. Like, no, like I have known since like elementary that, or middle school, that I need to be doing exercise for my mental health. And that's just something that I've always known, I've always carried with myself. So I know when I'm not working out, and this is just me, this does not have to be for everybody. You don't have to work out to feel well. It's just my personal, like what I've gone through in my life. I know that running for me, like when I run, it's a detach. Like I detach from everything that's going on. So it doesn't have to be working out. You can find another source of detachment if it's taking walks, if it's journaling. I love to journal. I journal in the mornings, at night, every day. That's another thing that I feel like I stopped doing. I stopped doing that whole month when I was just in a super dark place, because anything that was positive for me or beneficial, I didn't even want to be around. Like, that is how self-sabotaging I was, and what a weird headspace I was in. Like, nobody could tell me anything, no matter what you tried to like bring over here. Like, you want to be the nicest person, like, no, just leave me alone. Like, and thank God I have such a beautiful, amazing boyfriend, and he was so understanding of the situation. He was with me throughout the entire process, step by step, on the birth control, to the doctor appointments, now the recuperating part, everything. Like, he has been the best person ever. So fast forward, I start doing my own research. I start reaching out to different doctors. I start doing everything that I could possibly do to never, ever, ever feel how I was feeling. You know what I mean? Now, not only am I trying to recover from my hormonal imbalance, but now I'm also trying to recover from being in the darkest place that I've ever been in my entire life. Like, and it's that dramatic and it's that serious, and that's where I was, and I hope to never be there again. So I'm like, okay, now what do I have to do to put myself in a great headspace? What do I have to do for my body, and what do I have to do to move forward past this situation? That's when the research starts, and that's when I started going on like TikTok. I started looking for doctors around here, and where I currently lie. This is where I currently lie. I have an Amazon storefront that has I have linked all products that I have felt that have changed the game for me these days. I now have a regular period. After the birth control, I now have a regular period, and I believe that these pills, and this is me just like buying these pills off of Amazon and trying them myself. these have changed the game for me. I've not had, the reason why I even got on birth control in the first place was because I literally didn't have my period for 3 months, and since I started taking these, I've had a regular period. So for 3 months I've had regular periods, and I'm gonna just put this here, but I do have them in my Amazon storefront. Another thing I've been doing frequently is this tea in particular, PMS tea. I feel like doing it before the period, during the period, and after the period have alleviated so much of my cramping, so much of how heavy the periods are, like, and I don't know why I didn't do all of these things before, because not only is it for like if you're having issues, it's also just to help your, like, even if you don't have issues with hormonal things or anything, like just periods themselves, everybody gets them, and I feel like everyone can be taking these pills, this tea. And also for the acne that I was getting, I bought these skin cleanse. I bought these, but I only took them for like a week, and my skin did clear up. These cleared my skin. This cleared my skin up as well. The same way the birth control helped my skin. These pills, what are they called? Female Enhancement Mixture. I think it's like dried up placenta though. So if you're not into that, you're not into it. Like the ingredients are literally ovary, uterus, fallopian tubes, New Zealand grass-fed liver, New Zealand grass-fed bone marrow. So those are the ingredients. So if you're not into that, then I don't know. But me personally, they have changed my life, honestly. Those are the things that I started doing, that I've noticed that have helped me with a more consistent period. Also, something to put into play is that my diet, I did change my, like, I completely, but now I'm kind of like, haven't been eating as good, and I've been drinking, you know, because I think Halloween weekend, I had a Halloween party and it was Halloween weekend, and I drank both those nights. But other than that, my drinking, it's like, I don't binge drink. I don't drink just casually. Like, I really don't. I haven't drank since Halloween weekend, which is literally like weeks ago now. Like things that I've noticed that have helped also are probably not drinking as much, super hydrated. I did change my diet, more greens, more fucking greens. When I say greens, green apples are it. Green apples and cucumbers with some tahini, it tastes like a snack. You don't even taste like you're trying to eat vegetables or fruits or whatever. In my list of things that I know that I have to do to keep me sane is journaling every morning, it's running every morning, it's staying hydrated, it's eating good. When I'm eating shitty, like, I don't mind like a snack. Like, y'all are gonna see me snacking. I don't care. I love to snack, but I think like every meal, every day, having it like a shitty, greasy meal is a no for me. Like, that's just me personally. And also just having my environment always, right now, this is all my Christmas stuff that I'm leaving for a whole different video, so don't really look back there. You can kind of see the wrapping, but I feel like having your environment clean, organized, kept up, everything is also key to like not overstimulating your brain. When shit is like dirty and out of place, for the average person, your brain kind of just like, it's like, oh my god, I gotta clean this, oh my god, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. So it's, I think, just about the simple things. Some of those things to me are simple. Hopefully they're simple to y'all as well, but yeah, keep your area freaking cleaned. The break just made me realize how important it is that we all need to be detaching sometimes. And I'm not saying detaching in a bad way, detaching in a good way. Like, my bio literally says probably out somewhere touching grass, and I mean that in like the funniest, realest way. Like, y'all, everybody needs to go touch some grass. After this video, please go for a walk. Please, you know, call someone and tell them you love them. Clean your room a little bit. I don't know what it is. Do something positive for your mental, because it's just as important as scrolling on TikTok and wanting to know what's going on with all the new trends and stuff. Like, your mental is even more important. So the same way you feed into everything else, you need to start feeding into your mental health. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I touched base on everything. I think every time you go through hard situations, I think it's super important to really, and I have, my mom got me a book on resilience, like something that I read in the journal. Some of the strongest, toughest people, what they do is they analyze the hardest situations and they look at the positives from the hardest situations and they move forward with nothing but positive things to say from the toughest situations. So reading that has most definitely changed my perspective, and I just see stuff a lot different now. Now when I'm going through stuff that's like high stress, I'm like, you know what am I learning from this situation? And I think that has changed my perspective on life. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope, like I said earlier in the video, I hope this helped at least 1 or 2 or 3 people, and I hope you guys just share this knowledge with everybody and with your friend or whoever, you know, just share everything and learn as much as you can. And I would just say something else that I love doing is watching TED Talks on whatever topic I want to watch. And I'm just all about like educating myself and trying to be the smartest person that I can possibly be for myself, because we only have one lifetime. So why not make the best of it? But I love you guys. I liked this vibe. It's very chill. Always super chill on my channel, you know, chill vibes only. And I love y'all, and I will see y'all next time. And make sure to comment any questions or anything you want to ask, and I'll try to answer everybody's questions in the comments about anything that I can possibly answer. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not telling you to do these things. I'm not telling you to do these things. I'm just telling you my personal experience. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Love y'all.